So I was asked for a Sharknado 4 review. What was my thoughts on it? Same thing for 1, 2, and 3. Stupid. But funny at the same time. I don't even know how to begin this review. The fourth installment for a movie about sharks and tornadoes is like having a fifth and sixth installment of a leprechaun trying to kill people. Which I think they do have a 5 and 6 for Leprechaun. But anyways, this if you haven't seen the movie and you don't want to hear any spoilers, I will give you 5 seconds to click off of it. Chris, you asked for it, so here it is. The movie begins practically with chaos itself. A lot of sci-fi movies, it begins with a slow, peaceful kind of beginning to it, and then the chaos ensues. This has maybe 2 minutes of peacefulness, and then all of a sudden the tornadoes and all that begin, and the storms begin, and the sharks just fly out of nowhere. One thing that really got me to laugh was that if you have seen Sharknado 1, 2, and 3, you know that Tara Reid's character, the mother, has a robotic chainsaw for a hand, and she has a lightsaber for one of them that comes out, and she says, "May the Force be with you." Funny thing is that the movie's called The Fourth Awakens, whereas the Star Wars movie that just came out, The Force Awakens. It's kind of funny that they have that placement in there. There's a lot of ad placement in it too, especially for Xfinity. One of the scenes, they said that they were using the remote control to talk into, and they were like, it's because we just installed the X1 Xfinity, and it's silly. The movie, it's Sharknado. Come on. Not only that, but all the different tornadoes that they have different names to them. Yeah, they started doing what was one of them, Cownado. The tornado came with sharks, and then it had cows in it, and the cows were kicking the sharks were eating the cows in the tornado and were landing on top of people. Then another tornado came and ripped through an oil field, became an oil-nado, which then caught fire, turned it into a fire-nado. Another one had lightning in it, called it a lightning-nado, and then a nuke-nado, which they went through a nuclear reactor field and hit into the nuclear reactor silos and turned them green, which then turned the sharks into mutant sharks that when they hit people just disintegrated. Like if you were to see the first Terminator movie. It's either Terminator 1 or 2 that showed that scene with everybody turning into skeletons. I don't remember off the top of my head, but you know what I mean if you've seen the Terminator movies. The fact that they put Baywatch in it, David Hasselhoff was in the third movie, and the fact that they got the 2 girls from Baywatch, having that Baywatch slow-mo running scene was just like face-palming moment. Just like, you serious, right? Something random that happened in it was that I think it was the older son that came back from Finn's oldest son that came back from the military. He got swallowed by a shark. Another shark swallowed that shark. A bigger shark swallowed it, and then randomly a whale came and just swallowed the sharks. I don't remember seeing anything in that movie. If you do end up having to see the movie, tell me when a whale came in, because I watched the whole thing. I don't even remember a whale coming through. What was it, a whale-nado, maybe? I don't know. But it looked as though, as I told a lot of my friends, that they were going to make more disaster movies with animals. And it seems like they took that idea and did that. Or took the idea of that and put some animals into that disaster. Like a cow-nado, lightning-nado, even though that's not an animal, but you get my drift. The son, in the end of the movie, ends up realizing who his mother really is, because in the movie, he thought his mother was dead. At the end of the third movie, they left it as a cliffhanger, as Tara Reid's character did die. April did die. Really weird. She turns into like Iron Man, practically. She blasts off to save her son from falling off Niagara Falls. and then the kid finds out that, oh, she really is her mother, even though she is a robot. And with her dad, I think is Gary Busey. It does look like Gary Busey a lot. If it is Gary Busey, tell me if I'm right. But man, and then the worst part about it is they left it on another cliffhanger. Yep, Nova's character is apparently alive. I mean, how many more sci-fi? How many more movies can you do? Really? Some things in some installments need to just die. Notice how they're not doing any more Hobbit movies or Lord of the Rings movies. Why? Because they knew to just let it go. There are only some movies that you can do with certain characters that you can make a lot of movies of, like Godzilla. Granted, I'm a huge Godzilla fan. You can make a ton of Godzilla movies. Why? Because it's a dude in a giant rubber suit fighting different monsters that you can make him fight, and it's pretty cool. Whereas tornadoes and sharks, they get old. It's funny. It's a funny concept. 1 and 2 would have been fine, but 3, 4, and 5? Come on, now you're just getting reckless. Like, there was another movie I saw last night for a trailer. Two Lava, Two Lantula. And I saw the first Lava Lantula, which is giant volcano spiders. It's a funny concept, it really is. But some just need to die. Really, there's no point in rebooting something old and bringing it new. I'd be curious about a Sharknado 5, but I think it's silly. I think it should have just died at 4, and that was it. No more Sharknados. Now, I don't know when they're going to make the next Sharknado movie, but it would probably be sometime in the next summer. But if I was to play in that movie, or one of the characters in that movie, one of the canon characters, I think I'd get old and bored with it. I mean, how much can you rip through? I don't know how I felt about this. I feel like it was, at least the first Sharknado 1 and 2 at least had me a little bit like, oh wow, this is serious. This is crazy. Whereas the third and fourth installment was just like, saw that coming. Oh yeah, definitely saw that coming. One thing in the movie that was pretty cool, like, it was cheesy, but it was cool, is that they had like an Aliens 2 concept, where they had their main character Finn inside of a robotic suit, like Ripley was in Aliens 2 fighting off the Queen. And it was a pretty cool concept. It was kind of like a cool cameo that was in it. That he used a giant suit, like a giant mech suit, to fight off sharks. Another cool thing is they used Finn's character died for like a couple seconds in the movie, and they used two sharks as a defibrillator, however it's called. I don't care. That was pretty cool. Another cool thing that they used was Dog the Bounty Hunter as a cameo for him and his family that had a chainsaw shop randomly, I think somewhere in Texas that they were fighting a fire tornado for. Kind of cool to see him in that. There was also the guy that plays, I don't know his name off the top of my head, but he plays Iago, the voice of Iago in Aladdin. And he was a storm chaser. And, I mean, it's a silly movie. It's sci-fi. I mean, a lot of their movies are completely cheesy. They make 1950s B movies look good. They make the giant claw look good, let's say. Sharknado 4, I'll give it a... I'm leaning towards this. If you're in the mood, if you're just bored and want to watch a movie, and you're looking for a cheesy horror movie or thriller, then sure, put it on. If you're curious about it, watch it. If you could care less, it's not let's just say it's not like the biggest summer blockbuster. Like, I don't know, you probably know that there's some blockbusters that have been out this summer. I don't know. I don't even know if anybody uses the term summer blockbuster anymore. But I would give Sharknado, I wouldn't give it a full thumbs down, but I would give it for It's Time to Die. I mean, like I said in the beginning, there's no need for this many Sharknadoes. That's if like we got a Star Wars episode 25. At some point, a movie, a series just needs to die off. I mean, unless it's like Star Trek, but I think they had like a bunch of Star Treks, and then they had other things. They had like, what happened before Star Trek, Deep Space Nine. They had what happened before Enterprise, and stuff like that. That you can continue with, but do something better, do something cooler, sci-fi. That what I'd say would be my review of Sharknado 4. I'd give it a D plus for you tried. You really did. I mean, for heaven's sakes, you had Chippendales in it. Like, Chippendales fighting sharks. Like, that's as bad as having David Hasselhoff in the movie himself. I mean, who's going to be a cameo in the next movie you're going to have? Who would be a silly cameo? I can't even think off the top of my head having like a silly cameo in the movie. Like Chris Rock or something fighting off a shark, or having Kevin Hart smashing through a shark's body. I don't know. But overall, Sharknado 4, you got a D plus for you tried. I don't think there's much more I can say about it, other than the fact of it was funny, not worth the hype though. Definitely not worth the hype. And it's a movie where you can generally get lost through it and be like, I don't understand what's happening. So that's my review for Sharknado 4. If you want to see it, see it. If not, it's not something you need to see. So that's it. Hope you enjoyed.